Every general counsel has a short list of firms they call first and a long list that they just tolerate. I know this because for 18 years, I was instructing counsel in-house at a large organization across 3 continents, and I worked with some of the best law firms in the world, and I watched certain things land and other things not. And the difference often never came down to legal skill. It came down often to curiosity, specifically whether a firm asked the right questions or just sent another newsletter. Today, I'm giving you 4 questions that'll change how your clients see you, and a tool at the end that gets them to finally tell you the truth when you ask for feedback. So, question 1: how did you use my advice? So, here's an analogy. Your friend gets a new electric vehicle. You could ask about the range, the acceleration, the bells and whistles, or you could ask, how many stops did you make on your last trip? And where did you charge it? Completely different question, completely different approach. So one question sounds interested, the other one actually is. That's the shift I'm talking about with your clients. Stop asking whether the advice was good. Start asking how it actually traveled inside the organization. Who made decisions, the internal politics, the power dynamics? Who in the room really carries the authority and who doesn't? 6 words unlock all of that. How did you use my advice? The answer might give you a leg cramp. Watch out. Your advice is not currently on the wall in a golden frame. But even if the answer is messy, it's valuable because almost nobody's asking it. So that feedback loop should happen after every single major piece of work. Quick call, 10 minutes, what landed, what didn't, how did this play internally? No charge, just curiosity. It's one of the highest ROI activities a firm can do. Nobody really does it. Question 2: who is the decider? When you send advice to your GC, they take it upstairs, they translate it into commercial language, they may defend it, convince someone else who has different priorities, different risk appetite, and a lot less patience for legal nuance. Most people do. There's a lot that happens after you send the memo. Most firms never think about that gap. Imagine how much the advice gets massaged, morphed, mutated by the time it influences the decision it's meant to shape. Knowing who will ultimately act on your advice is not really optional. It shapes how you frame and how you deliver it. So ask early, are you comfortable if I deliver this advice directly to your business team? Often the answer, they're going to hesitate. It'll be like, I don't know about that. But then ask, okay, what would need to change for me to be able to do that next time? That answer isn't static. In 3 months, it might be completely different. Ask again. It shows an interest that you want to be able to connect with the business, be able to provide the most valuable insights directly to the business. And, a lot of in-house counsel are going to be uncomfortable with that initial request. But if you explain why, that you actually want to save them time, because a lot of in-house counsel have to play that middle role of translating and interpreting the external advice. What if you offer to remove that middle person role and say, teach me how to give advice to your business? Now that is a collaborative question that I would love to hear. So the lawyers who understood this were invaluable to me. They helped me think through how to land advice internally and not just what the advice was. And the ones that develop that skill, they get more work. Question 3: how do you like to learn? So most firms know that in-house counsel don't have the time to keep up with changes in the law, so they send newsletters, long ones, in writing, almost always in writing. Now, that's not bad. I like to read. Newsletters are good. But the fix is this one question: how do you like to consume information? Not the topics, the format, video, audio, a short summary, a podcast. With AI today, you can take a long piece of legal analysis and turn it into a 5-minute audio briefing. I do this myself. I take topics, I feed it to the AI, and I take a walk, and 2 AI avatars talk to themselves like a podcast. I learn and I make 2 new friends. If I can build that in my basement, a law firm's marketing team, no excuse here. So lawyers produce the analysis, marketing and IT package it in a format that the client actually asks for. That's not a billing problem. It's a process problem, and it's definitely solvable with one simple question. Clients are watching to see how firms use AI creatively. This is a low cost, high signal place to show them you're actually thinking about it. Ask them, how do you like to learn? Question 4. Before I answer, tell me how this impacts you. A legislative change happens that affects the client's industry. The best outside counsel call and ask, well, what's the impact on you specifically? What does your management team need to understand about this right now? Others send a newsletter. Nothing wrong with the newsletter, but a call that starts with a question beats a memo that starts with an answer every time. General Counsel remember who showed up curious and tend to forget who just sent the update. And here's one more thing I'd love to see more firms try. Instead of the standard lunch and learn, where the firm teaches the client, flip it. Call your client and say, we have a junior associate working on her presentation skills. Would your team be interested in a joint session where she presents on something affecting your industry and your team gives her feedback? Or even flip it even further, have someone from the in-house team come to visit the firm. I'd like to present this to you to tell you the impact of these changes on our company so that after this, the firm has a much better idea of how to give advice. And win-win, maybe the junior in-house counsel gets to work on her presentation skills. That's not using client time, that's sharing it. It develops your people and theirs and signals some things most firms don't signal, that you see this as a partnership, not a transaction. I rarely had firms propose things like that. So here's one tool, and it's a feedback question that will get you results. After your next piece of work, call a client, not to check in, but to ask one question. How did we do gets you pretty much nothing. It's too easy to answer politely. Try this instead. What's one thing we could have done differently? 2 reasons why this works. First, it's only one thing. My grandmother can give one thing. Second, differently removes the sting. You're not asking, what did we screw up or what was the home run? Just what could have gone another way? It's a gravity well for honest feedback. Nothing escapes it. There's no way someone cannot answer that question honestly. Learn more in that conversation than in a year of formal reviews. And the client will remember that you asked. Pick one of those 4 questions. Try it this week. Come back. Tell me how it landed. I'm Jonathan Cullen. Follow for more insights. Jonathan Cullen Coaching for your free Lawyer to Leader assessment.